Individual who's wrote a book. He's going to tell you about his trials and tribulations. He's a great man. Honored to be a friend with him, Mr. Chris Kitchens.
Thank you. That's a short act to follow. And so, my name is Chris Kitchens. I wrote a book. It's called Elusive Peace. It's about Bigfoot. It's fiction. And so, yeah, that's about it. Thank y'all. I'm just kidding. So, I'm not? Oh, thanks, Dave. So, Dave and Ronnie have urged me to put myself out there more. So that's what I'm doing. So I got a question, because I'd really like to give this copy of this book away, and I want to see who drove the furthest that's still here. Who drove over 100 miles? Okay, who drove over 150? Okay, you don't count. You already got a copy of it. Who drove over 200? How far did y'all drive? Y'all drove 200? Anybody here drive over 200 miles? You drove over 200 miles, ma'am? Where y'all from? Harrison, Arkansas. Hey, I've been up there a time or five. That's a beautiful place up there. Anybody here further away from that? What was that? West Monroe. How far is West Monroe? Oh, 3.5 hours? Oh, that ain't far. No. I mean, I drive to Harrison all the time, seriously, and that's like, and I'm from Malvern, just right outside of Hot Springs, and that's a 4-hour drive for me. So here you go, please, if you would. And if you would like, I will sign it after I get off the stage if you would like me to. It might be worth $1 then. So. All right, anybody listen to Sasquatch Chronicles? Sasquatch Chronicles, yeah, I'll say it right. I'll get it out here in a minute. So if you've listened to Sasquatch Chronicles, you've probably heard my story. So my episode is titled The Fishing Trip from Hell. So in June of 2005, I was home on leave. So I was in the Marine Corps. So 17 years, hoorah, infantry, 0311, 0369, yeah. So, appreciate it. Thank you. So, had a lot of good times. So, I had a guy who would like to take me fishing whenever I come home. So, we're on Lake Ouachita. I'm just kidding. It's Ouachita. So, I like to say that to rile people up. So, we're out there at night. It's a beautiful night. Moon's out. I don't remember if it was a full moon or not. But, so we're out there. And we're fishing, and we're around this island, and it's got this little inlet coming in it. Got a nice break coming out. We caught a few fish. Well, I'm up there on the front of the boat on the trolling motor, and we're having fun and just enjoying life, and this splash hits the water. Well, then another splash hits the water. Now, I'm sure most of y'all know what a rock sounds like whenever it hits the water, right? We're all familiar with that? All right, so I knew it was a rock. So we're kind of looking at each other like, dude, come on, what are you doing? So then the third splash hits while we're looking at each other, and I start looking off to my right, and he starts looking off to the left, and he says, pardon my language, holy shit. And I look back to where he's pointing, and there is something standing up by this tree that is over 7 foot tall and over 4 foot wide. Now I use those measurements because my daddy was a carpenter. My daddy built houses, so I'm very familiar with a sheet of plywood. So this thing is standing there, and it decides it's going to remove this branch out of this tree and come down toward the boat. Needless to say, we left. So I get home, and I tell my wife about this, and I tell my kids, our kids, we have 3 boys, that she did a phenomenal job raising. So they have turned out to be productive young citizens. And so anyway, a few years rocks by, kind of forget about everything. So 8 years ago, I'm sitting in the deer woods. We got any hunters here? All right, how many of y'all know what it's like whenever you're sitting there in the deer woods and all of a sudden it's quiet? Yeah, gets kind of a little unnerving a little bit. So I'm sitting in the deer woods, and my kids give me a hard time because I don't really kill deer. I mean, they've had to come by and like, Dad, wake up, we're moving. The dogs done come through. So, you know, I mean, that's kind of what I go to the woods for. So my kids have been giving me a hard time, so I finally decide whenever this big doe comes out, I'm gonna take her down. Because we don't have any big bucks where I hunt at. I'm just kidding. I was looking for the big buck, but the big doe come by, so I shot this big doe. I plugged her twice with the old 12 gauge, and from here to about that square circle, as they call it in the professional series, and so I plugged that doe, and I heard her crash. I heard her hit the ground hard. So I'm like, all right, now my kids are going to leave me alone. I was wrong. So I get up there, I pick my stuff up, load the 2 shells that I shot back in my shotgun. Well, not those 2 shells, but 2 fresh ones. And walk down there, gather my stuff up out of my blind. I get down there, and now, I'm not kidding whenever I say this, y'all. Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles could have followed this blood trail. I mean, it was like you had a 5-gallon bucket. It was just slinging the blood everywhere. They could have followed it by smell alone. All right, so I get over to where this deer is supposed to be, and there's all this blood and hair. There's some lung tissue there. There ain't no deer. Anybody else ever have that happen? Oh yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? So I'm like, huh. I mean, I'm not a smart guy. I joined the Marine Corps. So, I mean, we all know I'm not real smart. Strong back, weak mind, hoorah. So, my son comes up and he's like, Dad, where's your deer? I said, I heard it crash. You need help dragging it out? I said, son, I don't know where this deer is at. So then my brother-in-law shows up. Now, my brother-in-law, he's a little bitty feller. He's like 5'10", 300 pounds, built like a mule. And he's like, He starts looking around. He starts looking up in the tree. He said, where'd this deer go? Man, I don't know. Beats me. So we got like between the 4 of us, because my nephew done showed up now. So between the 4 of us, we probably got like 60 years, 70 years of woods experience, and we can't find this deer. There's no drag marks. Now, we got bear. I would have seen or heard the bear or some coyotes had they come in and got my deer. I'm pretty positive that I could have figured that out. So we're sitting there and we're like, man, this is weird. All right, well, we done wasted enough time on this. The sun done gone down. Let's go back and we'll start again tomorrow. So fast forward a few days, and I tell, talking to the other kids, the other boys about this. And our middle son, he's like, Dad, you got to listen to this. And he sent me a podcast of a hunter. The same thing happened to him. Only he caught the Sasquatch in the middle of it. He didn't want to argue with the Sasquatch either. I mean, I personally, I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not no little feller, but I mean, I ain't going to argue with one. He wants my deer, he can have it. So I'd be happy to settle that one. So I started listening to this podcast, which was the Sasquatch Chronicles podcast. Not that I'm trying to plug them or anything like that, but it was the first one that I really started listening to. So I was like, And the more I listened to podcasts, the more I started remembering all these things that had happened over the years that were unexplainable. So my brother-in-law that I was telling you about, he's got this whistle that he does. I can't even do it. I don't know anybody else that's ever been able to repeat it whenever he wants us to come out of the woods. I can't tell you how many times I've been whistled out of the woods knowing I'm the only one on our deer lease and ain't nobody there. But it's his whistle. So I have always believed that the Bigfoot and Sasquatch is real. What they are, I don't know. But I got agreement with God that whenever I get there, whenever my time comes, And we all know Marines guard the gates of heaven. So, and in case y'all didn't know, whenever we first check in, we're assigned duty right then. So after I get off duty, because that's how it works, I got an agreement with God that I'm going to get to sit down with a Sasquatch and learn what we all been trying to find out. So I do look forward to that day, because maybe then my curiosity will be settled on that subject. But now I got a whole lot of other subjects crammed up in here. That's why I ain't got no hair. Done pushed it all out. So that I'm still curious about. But hey, I would like to thank everybody for listening to me ramble. I appreciate everybody coming down here. Dave, thank you. Ronnie, where'd you go? Thank you for y'all kicking me out of my comfort zone, because I really don't like talking about me. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming down here, and I'm looking forward to next year and it being bigger and it being better and we all having a good time. So hope to see y'all in the morning for our Sunday worship service. So y'all have a good evening. And I don't know who's coming up next, but here comes Ronnie. He can tell you.
Y'all having fun yet?